You're watching Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. We thank you again for joining us. We're joined by Jeff Prang. He is the Mayor Pro Tem of the City of West Hollywood. Sir, thank you so much for joining us.
My
and
pleasure.
I want to talk about your city and how you've been able to develop it out so nicely in the last 25 plus years. Right. I understand that one of the ways you've done that is through what's known as redevelopment.
Yes.
As you know, the state all but eliminated redevelopment agencies, but they gave cities an out. Talk to me about what West Hollywood has done in terms of whether to keep your agency open.
Well, West Hollywood is going to opt in to the new redevelopment scheme. It is not as good of a economic tool as the previous redevelopment agency law that we operate under. We've had a very successful redevelopment agency. It's actually been a model agency where we've invested significantly in blighted areas of the city. We've increased shopping opportunities, invested in affordable housing and code enforcement and infrastructure improvements.
Now, as you know, the California League of Cities, which represents cities throughout our great state, has decided to sue, claiming that the elimination of redevelopment agencies in whatever form you call it, was unconstitutional.
They believe that it conflicts with other laws that have been adopted, other initiatives that have been passed by the voters, and where the cities have, in effect, tried to prevent the state from putting their hands in local treasuries to balance the state budget.
Prop 22, which just passed.
Prop 22, and a couple years before that, Prop 1A. And cities, the League of Cities believes that the state has overreached. I suspect that they're probably right. I'm not a lawyer. We'll see what the courts have to say.
Well, the Supreme Court's going to hear the case, I understand.
Yes, and it's a possibility that redevelopment will be restored to where it was previously, but that remains to be seen.
Tell me why you believe redevelopment is so critical for cities.
Well, listen, in West Hollywood, I can look at our city and tell you what redevelopment has done. I can show you, I can stand on the street corner and say, look at where we were 20 years ago in this part of the city, and look where we are today. Once part of the city, which was dominated by
East West Hollywood?
East side of West Hollywood, which had a prevalent street prostitution problem, now has upscale shopping opportunities. We have investment in real estate and in housing.
How would you respond, though?
And we built a lot of affordable housing for seniors, people with disabilities who are in desperate need of subsidized housing.
Mayor, how would you respond, though, to those that would say we don't have the luxury for redevelopment right now because we are in such tough economic times?
It's chicken or the egg in many ways. The redevelopment provides cities really the only economic development tool available to increase investment and jobs. Redevelopment is the largest public jobs creator in the state of California. Taking that away and having the state take the short-term revenues to balance their own budget is penny wise and pound foolish. They may have the dollars this year, but they're taking away enormous economic development potential from cities. And there will be a loss of jobs. There will be a loss in revenue because cities will no longer have tools available to invest.
Jeff, you are rumored to be a candidate for the California State Assembly.
Right.
And as a result of the way a commission drew lines, you have opted against running.
Yeah,
talk to me about that process.
There's a real roll of the dice in deciding to run for legislature during a redistricting period. As it turns out, I'm now West Hollywood's in the new 50th district. Betsy Butler, who's a first-term incumbent from an adjacent district, is now in this is running in the district which I live in. I didn't want to challenge a incumbent Democrat in the Democratic primary.
What do you think about this new process to draw lines? It had been drawn by the legislature. The Republican Party is looking to get it thrown to the courts. The commission put out its lines.
There's good things and bad things. The bad things is when you take a bunch of people who profess to know nothing about the political system whatsoever and put them in charge of the political system, you're going to have problems. And in my district, they've lumped West Hollywood and Agoura Hills in the same district, which is absurd. They're geographically nowhere near one another, and demographically there's lots of difference. So there's lots to complain about in that.
His name is Jeff Prang. He's a member of the West Hollywood City Council. If you'd like to watch more editions of Local Edition, sign on to Video on Demand Channel 1, and then go to Local, and then go to My Government. My name is Brad Pomerance. We're going to send you back to HLN.